out of those public schools, and then the city closes them because they claim like, oh, there aren't enough kids at that school. It's a poorly performing school. It's like, well, yeah, because you took their money and you took their students and you put them in a private institution, but it's not accountable to state standards. So we're fighting that. Something that's really dear to my heart is that my group is getting involved with groups that are fighting foreclosures and evictions and reclaiming homes and supporting their efforts so we can learn how to do everything that it is that they do so that we can bring that back to Rogers Park. We already have people working on home defense, keeping people in homes. We want to start reclaiming homes this fall. We have a tentative date by which we'd like to really begin the process of like choosing a home, like hooking in with the family, picking a move-in date. And so I really need to network with people who know how to do this, get success stories, failure stories, anything people have that will prepare me more to go back and talk to my people about how we make this happen, because we face a unique set of challenges trying to make it happen on the north side of Chicago. Like, we need to be ready for everything.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Let's hear from Kelly. Woo! Who immediately feels like they need to connect with Kelly because they have an idea that popped up during this time?
I just have a small suggestion where Occupy Atlanta has a lot of success in that, and you might want to connect with them.
Okay, thank you. And anything longer than that, I would say we just raise our hands and we make note, or you make note that you want to talk to Kelly. Okay, Allison.
Well, I'm Allison, and I'm from San Juan Island, concerned about the proposed coal terminal. And we on San Juan Island actually have an Occupy Friday, or every Friday from 12 to 1. Everybody's welcome. I'm new to this kind of stuff. I'm just concerned about the coal terminal and the legal stuff.
Can you just mention the brochure, the thing you did around?
Okay. A few years ago, I made a little thing that I call the Gas Savers Guide that tells how you can get around the area without a car. You use the train, local buses. There's a great way that you can get from Seattle up to Anacortes, and it costs something like $6 because you're using the local transportation.
Thank you.
Where's the local coal terminal, though?
I'm sorry?
Where is the local coal terminal?
Cherry Point, a little bit north of Bellingham, about 10 miles north, by air from San Juan.
Did you get to connect with the Montana people?
Yeah, I did. I connected with the Montana people, and I'm meeting the Spokane people.
Okay.
If there are some more people,
I would like to give you input to that.
Okay.
Yeah. The idea of poison and doing like the freeway banner thing, but right in front of the coal as they go across on the tracks when the gates come down and have people vigil there, just say poison. I think that would be really helpful to this campaign. Anybody else? Anybody else want to make sure that they connect with Allison?
Well, whatever. We have her stuff on the thing.
So we'll
Great. Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
connect people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ziggy.
Okay. I'm Ziggy. I'm from Occupy Spokane. I'm also interested in the coal stuff because he comes right through Spokane. I'd like to get somebody about media because I have heard about an offer to get us on community-minded television to actually have an Occupy show. If anybody has information on how to put together shows, that would be good. Let's see, what's the other thing? It's too much. Fundraising, I still want to talk about fundraising with people, so that would be good. I think that's it for me.
Thank you very much, Ziggy. Let's hear for Ziggy.
Yeah,
All right. Woo! Any immediate thoughts in reflection to that? Seems like there's lots of
I
content.
don't think we have time for that.
Okay,
so
thank
move
you.
on.
Thank you, Becky. I'm totally open to that feedback.
Okay.
Ron,
We're just timekeeping here, though.
am I resisting?
I'm working on a foreclosure eviction advocacy group. It's called homes.banks.org is our website. We're just homes.banks.org. It's our website that's we're working up, and trying to get word around the Thurston County area that we are in existence, and looking at ways that we can help people that are in distress situations.
Okay, we won't do the clap thing because it takes too much time.
Right. Yeah. It's homes, not banks.
Thank you.
Yes.
I heard Don also.
Hi, I'm Dawn, and I'm interested in coal in Montana. I'm interested in Olympia area foreclosure. I'm interested in CSO training, and I'm interested in fundraising. Yeah.
Yay! Someone interested in fundraising. I'm so excited.
Serve alcohol.
This is exciting.
Sell drugs.
That's right.
What projects?
She can say anything she wants in her time. Okay.
I am Becky from the Olympia area, and I am interested in local foods, self-sufficiency in general, positive messages, yes, and fundraising.
Do you have a project you're working on? I think this is actually the essence of the
Well,
thing.
well, local foods. I mean, I'm working for a local foods place, Olympia Local Foods. But really, that's, self-sufficiency is huge in my book. I feel like we should all be doing, I don't know, whatever. There's so much.
Cool, thank you.
So local food fundraising, yes, self-sufficiency. Yeah.
So my name's Monty, and I'm a homeless advocate. I work with an organization called Share Wheel. Share Wheel is Seattle Housing and Resource Effort, and Wheel is Women's Housing Equality Enhancement League. We are a grassroots democratic organization, or an NGO. I guess a real quick overview. We have 16 indoor shelters that are all self-governed by the people that live in them, the homeless themselves. We have two of the oldest tent cities in the United States. We see probably in our shelter network 500 people each night. We look at issues of social justice, homelessness. We advocate towards those interim survival methods, like people have a right to survive, people have a right to organize, people have a right to live in a tent, people have a right to sleep. And we also are a housing movement in a way. We try to advocate for affordable housing, and that's more based upon compassion and those little things that you can do now, rather than some of the big bureaucratics that are looking at homeless management information systems, safe harbors, the hearth measures, where it's more data collection. There's a big war going on right now with the data collection of the poor that not many people know about, an invasion of people's privacies.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
You said data collection of the poor. What kind of data?
Oh, it's called Safe Harbors, this program. If you know a little bit about homeless management information systems, it's this system now where this government is trying to collect data there's a lot of bad social service agencies that are mostly in it for profit, you know, so I can kind of see some of this accountability that the government's looking for people that are abusing the funding that's given to them. But when it comes to self-governed societies where people don't want to give up their information, it's a battle.
Okay.
And,
you know what? I hate to interrupt that. I want to ask Monty. Would you possibly consider doing an open space session in the next phase?
well, you know, it's my weak point, doing maybe an open session, but I could try.
But I mean, this is talking like a huddle with people who are interested in what they're hearing.
Yeah, I'd like to hear a little bit more.
Sure.
Okay.
I could try.
Even if it's like 5 or 10 minutes.
And we can do shorter open space in order to get a little more depth. But I just want to be fair to, and also appreciate.
Hi everyone, my name's Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I work with Occupy Movement. We have a small group that's come out of NATO from Chicago and the Philadelphia gathering, and we've evaluated the problems that are happening when we have these large gatherings. So we're trying to get a small group together to work on that, work on getting our media out in a more of a mass fashion instead of little teeny local news streamers, making more larger broadcasting sites to broadcast off of. And we're also working on a visionary process for 12-12-12, seeing the significance of the date. We're doing a visionary process for end of the old world, the beginning of a new world, a world without borders. We're working on an immigration national gathering down on the southern border. We want every occupation to be working on the planning. We want a couple people from each occupation to join in to plan it. Therefore, we don't take away from all the local planning that's going on in each of the local occupations. The Occupy movement has declined in numbers, so we recognize the need for local planning, for local gardening, just daily protests of local banks even. We know with NATO, that's when we first went and started talking about this because of the problems that NATO had with housing, with getting everybody together on point for getting to one protest and not having people understand that, well, we don't want that because it's reform, we want to do our own things. So whenever we're planning national things, we want to leave open space for autonomous actions. So we have one main action that's safe, permitted, everything, so we don't care, nobody can get harmed, and we can have all the families come out. But then we want to have the autonomous actions for people to plan to have other events that people feel more comfortable or less comfortable going to, and they have the choice. For the national gathering, we're going to set up for 3 days. One day we're going to do social problems. Second day will be economic problems. Third will be political problems. And we're going to keep focus on those problems with the last day. But if you want to get in touch and talk more, come talk to me.
Hey Chris, what's the date for your border shutdown?
It's not a shutdown. No, we're not trying to shut.
Opening,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we're
That's
not
what
trying
I
to
thought.
shut the border down. We're trying to talk about opening the border. That'll be.
What's the date for that?
That'll be 12-12-12.
That is 12-12-12.
Yeah.
I say Obama loved you for that.
It'll start on the 9th
with,
actually.
Occupy caravans, correct?
Well, for the transportation, we're trying to do fundraising, so we're really interested in, and the fundraising we're trying to do for all the occupations. We're trying, because we all know that they're all broke.
Occupy caravan on?
Yeah.
Are you doing something here?
I can.
You should.
Okay. Well, okay. Anybody need to hear more about that later?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
If you want to hear more, come see me. That's
yeah,
all.
me and you'll be talking.
pretty-
Okay, that's okay.
My name's Lynn. I'm in Seattle. I'm with SAFE, of course, and for many years I've been interested in sustainability and the safety of the food supply. And my heart skipped a beat when I saw the DGR thing on the registration. I was like, who's here? But they weren't here yet, and then I was gone, and they came and left. Deep Green Resistance is my third favorite book, but I guess they're gone. Bummer. That's it, I guess.
Alright, my name's Kyle. I guess I've been kind of peace.
Where are you from, Kyle?
Seattle. I guess I was raised very green, I guess you could say. I've been basically a peace advocate in one way or another my entire life. Also, environmental sustainability type stuff is probably number one on my list, because I mean there's no possibility for peace if we can't feed ourselves and have a healthy place to live. But I'm pretty much open for anything that I feel right. It's just going with my heart. Lately I was involved, or last year actually I guess, involved a little bit with the Occupy movement, did a couple actions. That was fun. It's what brought me here, networking with people. I'm interested in anything with the coal Montana. That really strikes kind of hard at home, being an environmental issue. I would like to see more like Localize This, like sustainability teaching type stuff. And then I'm not necessarily in a working group at this exact moment, but at the same time I'm pretty outspoken. Is that my time?
No, 10 seconds.
Okay, basically I was just gonna say information. I tried to argue, make people think, inform as many people as I can. If I hear a conversation, I don't mind butting in and say, hey, well, this is my opinion, let's talk about this. Open discussion, share information, learn from each other. Number one reason why I'm here is to network, learn, move on, fight the man.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one ding at 10, and then it'll go whoop when you're done. All right.
Nice.
So my name is Susie, and I'm doing this plug for my friend Karen Coulter, who has a group called Blue Mountains Biodiversity Project. She is based out of Eastern Oregon, and she does field checking for in areas that are proposed for management by the Forest Service. Basically, she is monitoring timber sales in 4 national forests: the Ochoco, the Malheur, the Deschutes, and the Umatilla. She needs volunteers at all times. If you've never field checked before, if you just want to go out to the woods, learn a bunch of different plant identification, species identification, and give your recommendations to the Forest Service, this is a great opportunity to do so. She really does need lots of volunteers to do this. She is one person trying to monitor these 4 national forests. It's a lot of acreage. Basically, you would be hanging out with probably the most amazing person I've ever met in my life, hearing stories of 30 years of Earth First activism and various other activism, and learning all sorts of different things. I mean, like, you really do learn all sorts of different things: plant identification, species identification. Get to like hang out with a bunch of beautiful trees, hike through the woods, hang out with Karen, check out her land. So if you need any information how to get in contact with her, I have her message phone and her landline. She needs about 2 weeks notice before, if you're planning on coming out, give her 2 weeks notice and come to me for her phone numbers.
And you're on open, and Susie's on open space for later. Thank you, Susie.
My name is Charles. I'm interested in sustainability, food sustainability, as Lynn is interested in. It's really important for us to become decentralized in our food system, so we can actually have control over our own lives. And I'm also interested in housing, and right now I'm sort of directionless, but I'm starting to find my way where to go with meeting all of these great people, and I'm really appreciative of that. And I guess the first step of what I'm doing now is taking care of my case, what happened on May 1st, and then also taking action. And I would like to talk to some people about that. We talked previously, so at any rate, I guess I'll plug something that I really like, and that is a website called CascadiaMatters.org. Is that right? Anybody? Anyway, yeah, it's CascadiaMatters.org. And they have a short 10-minute documentary about this bioregion that we're in, and it spans all the way up from top of British Columbia down into the north of California, and east into, I think, anyway, so check that out.
Hi everyone, I'm Heather from Boston, City Life Vida Urbana, here to help out SAFE. So I'll just yield my time right there.
Thank you so much.
Step back.
Hi, I'm Helen, and I'm in the organization Veterans for Peace. I'm very interested in
Where are you from, Helen?
everywhere.
Wherever your car is. I remember.
Got it. I'm interested in self-sufficiency of communities with respect to food, water, and energy. But my primary focus right now is learning about and educating other people about the impact of war and militarism on the environment. Specifically, I've learned about the increased cancer and birth defects and animal deformities on the Mediterranean island of Sardinia. And I'd like to learn from the people of Vieques Island, Puerto Rico, how they kicked the military off of their island, so I can get that information back to Sardinia and have them be able to do the same thing. So it's a very orphan project, but it's something I can probably mostly handle with just a few people.
Yeah.
It's just such a nice sound.
Yeah.
So I'm Chris. I'm an organizer with a group called Washington Can, which is just a broad progressive group that works on a whole bunch of issues relating to racial equity, healthcare, Right now, the main thing that I'm working on is a set of actions throughout the state targeting money tree, specifically for the predatory lending, and mostly in low-income communities in the Seattle area, in the Central District, White Center, the South End, and then also for the political contributions that they're making in this election year. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
So looking at starting, I guess, the initial actions probably in early September, and just doing a lot of research right now and campaign planning around it.
My name is Adam Neuber. I traveled here from California, worked with Occupy Charlotte, some Occupy in New York, Occupy Farms. I'm an organic farmer and activist. The community thing is where it's at for sure. I'm kind of here to sort of express the importance of what we do in our lives and how we spend our money and how important it is to build our community up. You know, we can't shuffle our money and our energy out to large corporations with our food, especially our food, our clothing, everything we do. We really need to take that way and build an entire system. So also, I'm working with Occupy Charlotte. We at the DNC is a huge protest for the first week of September. Thank you. September 2nd is a huge deal. We have over 70 organizations. It's about timing and strategy. You know, we need to attack at the roots of all of our situations, and a lot of it is corporate money in our politics. And we need to all join together. So I'm really about joining different groups together, creating a connection of all of these nodes of groups so we can all share our interests and support each other. Because we don't have a lot of time. Things are moving really fast, politically and socially, environmentally, economically, internationally, and we really need to do this really quick.
We need to talk later.
Yeah. Likewise.
Cool. Sustainable people.
Yeah.
Also, did you see that presentation in there, the national intervention?
I did not, but I saw the video.
Probably should talk to Scott.
Yeah.
Word up.
Yeah. We can actually. Yeah.
Terry Hill, Occupy Spokane, working on the coal issue. It is important to Spokane. Most of my time right now is spent with the Occupy Spokane Clubhouse, which was opened as a hub for the Occupy Spokane movement, but has really evolved into a center for our local neighborhood. We've gotten a lot of people come in, and we're doing a lot of things with the local neighborhood. It's a depressed neighborhood. We're starting a community garden, working with our neighbors, and really getting to know them. Tip.
Cool. I'm Eric, and I'm working with the Backbone campaign. Right now, we're working to develop post Localize This. We're working to develop a community-supported organizer model, kind of based off the idea of community-supported agriculture. And we're looking to figure out what are the best practices we can use to sustain our work instead of flipping burgers and organizing in our limited free time. We can better sustain ourselves doing the things that we're passionate about and called to do. If we can get our community to support this really important work. We want to expand our reach as an organization, so that we're working on a full spectrum of social, environmental justice issues, but we can't do it alone. So we want to support other activists doing this work, so we have so we can share resources, knowledge, best practices, and also support one another. It might look like fellows working on either like student debt, eviction, or extraction resistance. Connected to one another. And we're also going to have a time on Saturday for 45 minutes to talk about community support organizing in the morning.
My name's Ellen. I'm living in LA right now, but on my way out in the next few months. I was at Freedom Plaza last fall for 7 weeks and have been involved with some offshoots in LA of the Occupy movement. In years past, I've been very involved in environmental things. Post Prop 8, I got more involved with LGBT issues. I'm involved with an organization called Get Equal that is sort of a loosely held together groups of, LGBTQ activists all across the country. And we've done things like around Don't Ask, Don't Tell. If you saw the picture of service people chaining themselves to the White House fence towards the end of that was us. We've actually taken to the sea at fundraisers off the coast of Miami.
do things like that. We're looking to be creative, sort of change things up. That's why I've sort of been drawn to what Bill's been talking about and Backbone. We are involved in lots of campaigns to really, even name them. We really try to irritate Gay Inc., the big, well-established organizations that are like so incredibly funded that people think they're doing something, but really they're not, or not being as responsive as in the environmental movement and things like that. So we sort of have that. I carried a rainbow flag in DC and to many Occupy movements this fall. I encourage you two things. Because these issues, of course, are my community's issues. This is my community. This is our community. I really encourage you to coordinate with Get Equal and other LGBT organizations in your community. I think you'll find responsiveness and obviously be supportive. Also, more immediate, last thing, if you have some GOBO ideas, I want to bring sort of the projection ideas to this. So in terms of you have some creative phrasing, feel free to see me. Thank you for the extra time.
I'm Azraya. I'm in Seattle. I'm with Occupy Seattle Arts and Entertainment and Stageworks Productions. I'm very interested in the national intervention, safe backbone campaigns, and stopping coal. I'm available for hire, rent, beg, borrow, and steal. If you want to add any bling to your event or action, what I do is a lot of stunts, stilt walking, fire dancing. Now I'm a rope climber. I can run projection. I also am a mime, mummer, dancer, and I do choreography for flash mobs, directing. Am I missing something? And I'm really good at networking. I have a lot of other performing artists and bands and DJs and stuff at my disposal. I'm good at pulling people on board. So if you have transportation for me, yeah, hit me up if you want me to come do something.
You got people in Chicago?
Fly me.
Hi, I'm Roger, local to Vashon since 1977. Don't tell anybody that.
No.
At 18, I started serving my community with a wood stove shop. Actually, sorry, I was 22 by the time I opened the store, but I started cleaning chimneys at 18 and recognized how wasteful the wood stove industry was, and to some extent still is. So I've devoted my life toward teaching people how to burn better, burn cleaner, burn less, and that culminated in the accidental invention of a wood stove 4 years ago, which now is selling globally. We're getting a massive amount of traffic across our social media, like 1,500 hits a month from 73 countries, most of it US and Canada. I feel that could be an extremely useful tool to get political news out to people, so I can send like links. I often Facebook links. I don't want to convince anybody of anything, but I'm happy to put up links so people can go get educated and then start assimilating themselves into a movement somewhere. No, we're actually separate entities kind of working on the same thing, and we're 6 miles apart, so it's really kind of funny. They're doing great work too, and actually one of the things that we've done with Kimberly is we've linked up with a group called Trees, Water, People, which is kind of a competitor to Aprovecho and the Burn Lab. I shouldn't use the word competitor, they're doing the same kind of things from different locations. Every time we sell a stove, we send 5 stoves to the third world. We're working with Mother Earth News on a program to plant trees in this country when stoves sell. And I've managed to get to a point where I can actually travel and make money because I have a laptop. I can go anywhere and do anything. So I've decided to put my life out and see what comes. And I think this hanging off of buildings on ropes sounds like a good time, guys.
Thanks, Roger.
My name is Kyle, and I'm from Vashon, and I work with Backbone. Worked with Occupy Seattle, a little bit with Occupy Tacoma, and I'm kind of scattered around with a lot of my interests and projects, but I seem to work mainly in education, communication, healthcare, and food and the environment. Just kind of like interested in progressive change, and yeah.
Okay, I'm Ahern. Current, my own personal campaign. I'll show you the campaign that we I work. I'm the direct acting trainer of Multiculti in Chicago. It's a 5,000 square foot co-op that's funded off $1 that people put in a jar for all the workshops that we do. The campaign that we've been trying to do has been pretty horrible at getting it done because we keep getting contracted out to work on everybody else's campaign, which is great. Don't get me wrong, we're addicted to this type of stuff, you know. But the current campaign I have is a radical media activist campaign where we're going after the media the same way we've gone after coal plants and CEOs and things of that nature.
Yes.
The media has been ignored by, I think, just activists in general. You know, we go after everybody else, and nobody wants to beat up the media for misrepresenting our stories, and all. No one does anything. So the first leg of our campaign is to actually raise media literacy by teaching it by using critical thinking learning videos, and the videos are geared toward the pop culture audience. So if you see them, you'll hear the music we have and all the flashy effects. And then the next leg after raising that is to organize Chicago media action in Chicago to start doing direct action with particular journalists that we have targeted as being the biggest perpetrators of spreading the misinformation about our movement and other activists.
I'm Roya from Denver. On a more personal level, I work on a campaign to educate people. I have created social forum. And through these social forums, I provide education on self-sufficiency and critical issues such as Move to Amend, such as Stop the Wars and things like that, and educating people. And I have a monthly program, and through this, I build movement. This second project I'm working, which is with Occupy Denver, we're going to have presidential debates on October 3rd. So Occupy Denver is preparing for that. We're going to have a huge GA of storytelling on September 28th, and on 29th we're going to have a big conference, bringing big gurus, to this conference to find out what is people's story, what is people's debate, what people care about, and experts talk about those concerns, and we're going to come up with a solution. On October 3rd, we're going to have a march, for this presidential debate, and we're going to use some of Bill Moyer's tactic. We're going to put a projector on a building that they actually have the debate. We're going to say, of the 1%, by the 1%, for the 1%. So anybody wants to help out with this, I really appreciate your help and your input and brainstorming to come up with a good program, and I take it with me home. And as far as the social forum, I will be teaching that through the open space. So if anybody interested to know how to build movement in their local community, you can learn about that too.
My name is Brock, and I've been living in the Spokane area, and I've been focusing on light pollution and just like different species communications, and just trying to make a difference in anywhere that I can do from a positive perspective. And this Friday I'll just be monitoring folks that that would like to get more involved, and I definitely look forward to working with all y'all.
I'm sorry, did you say light pollution?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so if you can, make sure. I've noticed a few lights on in the area. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought light. Not. I was like, that's like, okay, never mind. It's the lights. Okay.
And not lights.
Yeah, like this bird, in the background. It almost sounds like it's saying "occupy" in a sense. It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Somebody's paying attention.
My name's Alex. I'm from Olympia. I just graduated, so I'm kind of wandering. I was part of a student organization, BRIC, and me and Dean also started OWL, which is Olympia Workers Livelihood Collective. So we've been really interested in building worker-owned collectives to help build interdependent communities where we can I don't know. So that's what we're working on.
May I ask if will you guys be willing to do an open space, maybe in collaboration with another co-op thing, the credit union thing, when we break up this about your worker-owned stuff?
Yeah.
One of you.
What does BRIC stand for?
Building revolution by increasing community knowledge.
Nice. Yes. It's a good name.
Can I have that and you come up with another name?
There's a reason behind that acronym. It's as a student group, we know a bunch of stuff about a bunch of different things, but we don't know a whole lot about one single subject. So we brought speakers in to educate the student body on certain subjects, and so that's the increasing community knowledge part. So we didn't do banner drop. We didn't do any of that.
Right.
We had a very specific mission statement.
Bricks through windows.
Yeah.
We weren't against it. We would bring an educator in on how to break a window with a brick.
That'd be awesome.
You may want to edit that.
Oh yeah.
That was a joke.
Well, we'll talk more about collectives and co-ops, but it's definitely centered on a cultural change and not a political change, and not DIY, not do it yourself, but do it together.
Yeah.
As a community, and then breaking it down, because that our culture is about like a federal government, which is completely useless, and break it down to a community-centered way to get along. Not a community government, but a community.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Dean, sorry. Felt like I was speaking out of turn.
Okay, my name's Rick, and I'm from Spokane, and as these guys mentioned, the issue probably most close to Spokane right now is the coal trains going through, and we haven't really organized any action for that yet. Talking with the guys in Montana and what they're doing, we are going to try and have a solidarity action to coincide there, and we got some ideas for that. I'm not really involved in anything else actively right now, with the exception that I'm tabling for an organization that I mentioned before called Envision Spokane, who's trying to get a community bill of rights amendment to our city charter. And I have mentioned before, again, it's a sort of a product of the Community Environmental Legal Defense Fund. If you can, go to that website, celdf.org, and you can also get there by just Googling Democracy School. That's another thing. I've attended this Democracy School. I'm a big proponent of it. I think it's a perspective-changing process you go through there. So, yeah, do yourselves and the rest of us a favor if you can. At least Google Democracy School and see what they got going.
My name is Corey Beeler. I'm from the Seattle area. I'm currently not affiliated with any particular group other than this one right here, right now.
Speak up.
I was raised in a very religious household where we believed that God was going to change everything for us in the end time. And as an adult, what I've come to realize is responsibility is upon ourselves to change things right now, not only for ourselves, but for other generations that are coming along. And so I look for anything I can do to help in any group that I believe in. If I see somebody trying to do something with sustainability, I want to be there. I know I have skills to offer, and I want to help push the right things out there, because so far in my 39 years, I've seen a lot of the wrong things being pushed, and I feel like each one of us has a power to say something, to do something, to be motivated, and to bring others in, and education is the key, because I've met so many people who are uneducated about everything. And so I just try to bring as many people up with me as I can, latch onto those who can help me learn and push something positive in this world forward.
Okay, well, I'm Gedden. Do work with the Earth First Climbers Guild. I also work a lot with Greenpeace and now Ruckus. I do a lot of trainings, and so I'm sort of a trainer for hire for direct action, but I mean the hire could just be actually not involve money. But so I kind of do a lot of hopping around. I've done most of the work in Cascadia doing forest defense. A few things that are coming up right now is immediately after this camp, they're really starting to kick into gear with blockades in Texas for the XL pipeline route that's going on down there. It's North Texas Rising Tide, and so if anyone has an inclination to come down and help out with on-the-ground blockading in Texas, that's where I'm headed. Also, on the 4th, the DGR folk are having a discussion in Vancouver, British Columbia, and then they're going up north, about 16 hours north from Vancouver, BC, to another action camp where Indigenous folk are blockading a pipeline route up there as well. So it's a bit closer to Texas, but if people want to get involved with that, yeah,
Is it Unistolen Camp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't
all
even
right.
going to try to do the pronunciation.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, it's pretty far up north up there.
Yes. Very.
Right now, the Cascadia Forest Defenders and some of the Humboldt people are riding a victory, some like land purchase and legal victory. So a lot of the areas that we were fighting to protect the forests have been saved. So there's some current victories that are excellent. Another thing that we're doing right now is sea lion and salmon issues on the Columbia River at the Bonneville Dam, where they are killing target problem sea lions. The sea lions are taking 1 to 4% of the salmon, where the fishermen are getting licensed to take 16%. So I kind of think we need to go kill a few problem fishermen. But,
Definitely edit
but
that.
beyond that,
Joke.
please talk to me if your group wants any help doing direct action trainings. There's a crew of us that are really getting together to be able to come out for very affordably, just pretty much a bus ticket or something. The Earth First Climbers Guild is really getting that together as far as blockading and climbing trainings and whatnot. So it's efclimbers.net. So check it out, efclimbers.net.
Mine might be yeah, I'm just hopping into the kitchen. Mine might sound pretty similar than Gedden's in that it is forest fence work in the state forest based out of Portland. And it's Cascadia Earth First is a group down there. And what we're doing is we're trying to tackle the problem of clear cutting on state forests and focusing specifically on the Clatsop and the Tillamook, because Cascadia Forest Defenders has been holding it down in the Elliott really strong. Those are the 3 coastal state forests. And Oregon has seen like some fairly large improvements in federal forest stuff. I mean, it's still terrible, but the coastal state forest gets hammered. It gets clear cut really like at a vicious rate. The Clatsop State Forest alone gets something like over 1,800 acres of clear cut a year that gets sold, and that's not counting the like thins, which still destroy the forest. They just leave like a handful of trees. So we're mobilizing around that, and we're in the very, very like infinitesimal stages at this point. So we are starting that mobilizing, doing a lot of, we're gonna be starting here probably in September, doing a lot of ground truthing trainings, which is field checking timber sales, and getting the public out there and doing a lot of education pieces, and then starting a campaign to really target amending the laws to make state forest, a combination of amending laws and stopping sales in general, to make state forest kind of more in line with the best available science of the day, and keeping these areas keeping wild places from being completely decimated, and keeping species from going extinct. And contact me. You can come get my email whenever.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim.
And if you don't go, you don't get dinner.
Pardon me? Yeah, you left more time for yourself, yeah.
I forgot what I do. One thing that nobody touched on, except I think Kyle said something about it, and it's only going to get more important: natural health care. I do that like every breath I take is infused with natural health care, and so anybody into that, come talk to me, please.
Yes, I do single payer through my social form.
It's not really natural health care though.
Yeah, natural.
It
Oh,
sort of is,
I
but
thought
not
you
really.
said natural.
Oh yeah, natural. Yeah.
Adam, then Becky, because you both had time. And Angela hasn't got a chance to go, please.
Don't worry about
that,
me.
and then we can go back.
Good, thank you.
Hey, Bill, can I ask something real quick?
Who?
Sachi, who is one of the camp attendees who's not here right now, she keeps having to go back and forth to work. She's an intern at Yes Magazine, which is a very progressive local magazine, and I think works really well with Backbone.
What are we doing?
Okay, well, she's not here, and if anybody has an objection, I would like to provide her with what we're working on so that...
Please do.
If anyone has an objection, just let me know. But if you don't, I'm going to send her some notes, if that's okay.
Please do it. Please also get me her email address to add to the media contact.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool, thank you. Sorry.
Thank you, Dawn. Okay, Angela, please.
Okay, hi, I'm Angela. I'm from Seattle, and I'm working on way more things than I should be. Yeah, I already wrote all my stuff. So I've been working on I103.org, which is a piece of legislation from Envision Seattle, which is a Seattle Community Bill of Rights. It's basically, what was the phrase you used? Like protest legislation.
It's municipal civil disobedience.
Municipal civil disobedience. Technically, thanks to Citizens United, it's not even constitutional, but if we get it on the ballot, then it gives us the ability to challenge that within our own community. I'm also working on a campaign in Seattle to get the city to move their money out of Wells Fargo Bank and into a socially responsible financial institution. This is one I need gigantic help with, and even if you don't live in Seattle, this can be really relevant to you. Because one question that's come up in a lot of our meetings is there another city that's really accomplished this? And my answer was no. Does that make you not want to be here? If it does, see you later. We're going to try to set some precedent. I kind of got into this without really knowing what I was getting into and understanding what level of responsibility I was going to end up with it. That kind of ended up in my lap. And so now suddenly everybody's looking to me to figure out how to follow through with this, and I didn't really plan for it, and I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. So I would really love any help I can get with this. The other thing that a project I'm working on, I work with a group called Mike Check Wall Street. All they do is actions, not so much campaigns, so they don't really, so they're a good group. If you've got a cause and you want an action done, you can go to them, I guess. But we're working on student debt protests. Every single Wednesday we do a student debt march. Right now we're doing it in Capitol Hill because it's summer and that's where all the people are. But starting in early September, we're going to be moving it to UW. And then I'm supposed to be doing a fundraiser for Backbone. So if anyone wants to help me with that, that would be really awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to be looking to all of you to help us do that so we can get this community-supported organizer program started. And then lastly, what I would like to be doing, and I'm not doing, is I'd really like to be an environmental action jock. So if anybody has an opportunity for me to show up and do something crazy that's environmentally related, I would love to do that, but I don't have time to be an organizer for it right now.
Okay, I was told, given the really great advice, that was a silly thing for me to do the whole yes if you forgot something. No, go ahead. You had more time. Go ahead. One thing.
I'll add my stuff to the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Cool. I forgot to add something very important. Also, natural health care. Eat good food. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
just put good shit in your body. That's all it really takes. No, that wasn't the thing. That wasn't the thing.
Kim.
Wait, one more thing. So, for all of you interested in the coal, one of the leaders in that, I feel like in the movement they have a lot of good positive direction is ramps and mountain justice.
Yes, but we're going to break into a group that say coal is one of the things.
The one thing is that they just pulled off an action and a bunch of people got arrested and they have a $500,000 bail right now.
Why?
$25,000 a piece. So I'm just kind of a plug. Just Mountain Justice, ramps. If you guys have a little bit of money and you guys are interested in coal, check out some of their actions and maybe consider even donating a little bit of money. There's a lot of good people in jail right now.
Kim, would you like to talk about a personal project for a minute?
Sure. I'm on the board of the Civil Liberties Defense Center. We have two things that we do. We educate activists on their rights so they know what they are when dealing with the police. And then the other thing we do is litigation. We litigate against any law that comes down that challenges our right to dissent in this country. So we do trainers trainings for legal observers. We do trainers trainings for Know Your Rights. We do them in English and Spanish right now. And so we are always needing volunteers. We're always looking for people who want to take initiative and start like a CLDC type chapter, the Civil Rights Defense Center type chapter in their town, who wants to start networking more lawyers into our network. We also train the majority of the lawyers in the U.S. on how to support activists. So our work often goes unpaid because the main lawyer gets it, but we do a lot of support stuff. So we could use help spreading the word, getting educated on who we are, and passing it around. You can talk to me more about it later.
Cool.
working on a way of fundraising for ourselves so we don't have to flip burgers, right?
Yeah, do you want me to talk about that too?
Please.
Just like 30 seconds.
So the other thing that I've done, I've been doing this for a long time, and I kind of decided I was done working in, not wanting to make my living working in the environmental nonprofit sector anymore as much, and I wanted to create something that would allow me to get my vision met, which is a land-based activist training school. And so I started a business this year in January. I started an all body safe sex toy company, and I do eco sex toy home parties. And so my vision for that is to open a storefront and pay activists good wages to only have to work 20 hours a week so they can work on their campaigns and not have to work 40 hours a week for a mission they don't believe in or for in a coffee shop also. So I'm trying to create a different way of how we work.
Yes.
All right, so thank you everybody. For those, if there are people who have not gotten to share, I think we can bring a mealtime opportunity for that. I'm not sure what the ETA is on lunch, but this is the next section would be our open space to have as little as 15 minutes and as much as until lunch is ready to circle up, have huddles around particular things. So I haven't directed or facilitated an open space before, so if somebody has, they could. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to guess at how it should be done. So I'm going to list them. Building social movement through social forum with Roya. Creating a spectacle performance circus arts, Azariah and Chris. BMBP, which I heard earlier with